Thailand beaches.
Yeah.
But today, we're going deeper.
Deeper.
Deeper than those tourist traps, yeah. We're looking at all of Thailand's real estate, like the
Yeah.
whole picture.
I'm on market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From, family compounds
Okay.
to, get this, EV factories.
Wow.
Like, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
Big stuff. You ready to get past the brochures and all that?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so to help us out, we've got this article. It's called Emerging Trends Transforming Thailand's Real Estate Market.
Okay.
And it's from Ocean Worldwide, Phuket Real Estate. They're like right there,
Right in the thick of it.
Yeah. And this market, it's worth over $2 trillion.
Huge.
So this is big. This is global.
Global, yeah.
Okay, so first up, multi-generational living. This isn't like brand new.
No.
But in Thailand, it's a lot. 34% of households have multiple generations all living together.
Under one roof.
And it's growing.
It's growing, yeah.
So there's a reason, right? It's not like just a random thing.
Well, you've got an aging population in Thailand, like a lot of countries. And culturally, family is really important. So they support each other. That's why we're seeing more and more multi-generational living.
So are developers building like mega mansions?
Not really, no. It's not about just size. It's more about like clever design.
Okay.
Adaptable floor plans. You can change them easily.
Okay.
Maybe separate annexes for privacy.
Gotcha.
And then things like wider doorways, ramps.
Sure.
So that anyone can use the space.
So it can change as the family changes.
Exactly.
But isn't it tricky designing for like so many different needs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Privacy is a big one.
Right.
And, you've got to think about potential conflicts between the generations.
Oh, of course.
It's a challenge for designers, for sure.
Makes you think about what home even means.
Yeah,
It's not just how big it is. It's
about the feeling.
It's about supporting each other.
Yeah, the connect.
Okay, now this next one, I bet a lot of people listening can relate to. Semi-retirement.
Oh.
That idea of not stopping work completely.
You join in.
Yeah, blending it with fun stuff. And it's huge in Thailand. 66% of younger Thais
Wow, that's a lot.
want that. They want that lifestyle.
That makes sense.
And that impacts real estate, obviously.
Huge impact. Developers are like waking up, realizing that retirees don't just want, golf courses anymore.
No, they want more.
They want to be active.
So what are we talking about? Like retirement communities with like super fast internet and yoga studios?
It's more blended than that. It's having a workspace in your home.
Okay.
Maybe access to like a gym, a pool, wellness stuff.
Makes sense.
But also being near, exciting stuff, culture, things to do.
So you're not isolated.
Exactly. It's the best of both worlds, right?
Right. You're productive, but you also have that freedom.
Sure.
Is this just Thailand? Or is this happening everywhere?
I think it's global. It's that work-life balance thing.
Right.
Which everyone wants.
And technology makes it possible.
Exactly.
It's not about like just stopping work one day.
No.
It's about like designing your life.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, this next trend, it's like blurring the lines even more. It's called, and I'm going to try to say this right, hospitality residence hybridization.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. It's basically where you live and vacation are becoming the same thing.
Right, like in Bangkok, Phuket.
Yeah, those hotspots.
It's fascinating.
So how are developers doing this?
They're building these like mixed-use developments. You've got your living space, but also restaurants, spas, co-working spaces.
Hotel?
Yeah, and even concierge services all in one building.
How? So it's like resort living, but like all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's appealing, right? Especially if you're always busy or you want to be part of a community.
Why is this happening?
Well, lots of international travelers are using their properties in Thailand as vacation homes.
Okay, so that's driving demand.
Yeah, it is. And younger generations, they want experiences, right? So this flexible living, it just makes sense to them.
So it's more than just a place to sleep.
It's a whole lifestyle.
It's like a curated experience almost.
Yeah, it is.
Is this a Thailand thing or is this like a global shift?
It's global. The sharing economy, remote work.
It all plays into it.
It all connects.
Okay, so we've been talking luxury. Now let's get a bit more, practical. Warehouses.
Warehouses.
Yeah. Not as glamorous, but important.
Crucial. Yeah.
So they're a sign of economic activity. And in the last 6 months of 2023.
So 6 months.
Yeah, warehouse space in Thailand, it jumped by 6.3%.
That's massive growth.
Why? Why the sudden warehouse craze?
It's e-commerce.
Oh,
And
whoa.
all those third-party logistics companies, the 3PLs,
Okay.
they handle all the storing and shipping for businesses.
It was like the Amazon effect, but like everywhere.
Exactly. More online shopping, more warehouses.
So what does this mean for investors? Should they be like buying up warehouses?
No. 6.3% growth? That's a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
And e-commerce isn't slowing down. That means demand for warehouse space is going to keep going up.
So potentially higher rents, property values going up.
Those who get in early.
It's not just bricks and mortar, it's understanding the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk future. EVs.
Electric vehicles.
Thailand is going all in on EVs.
All in?
They want 30% of all vehicles produced to be electric by 2030.
Ambitious, yeah.
Big goal. And this is affecting real estate.
In a big way.
Yeah, I mean, charging stations are the obvious thing.
Sure.
But what else? Is it just adding a few plugs here and there?
No, it's much bigger than that. You need a whole ecosystem for EVs.
Okay.
You've got manufacturing plants, not just for the cars, but for the parts, too.
Wow.
Then you need battery production, research centers,
Right.
and, yes, charging infrastructure on a huge scale.
This is massive.
It is.
So it's not just the buildings themselves, it's where they are.
Location, right.
Right. So the EV revolution, it's changing how we think about cities.
Totally reshaping them.
And the economic impact,
It's huge.
it's going to create a $6.5 billion market just in Thailand.
Just in Thailand.
Wow. So investors, what should they be looking at?
Smart investors are already, jumping on this. They're
Mhm.
looking at industrial land for those factories.
Right.
Specialized logistics hubs for EV parts.
Oh.
Even property that's in the perfect spot for charging stations, service centers.
We've covered a lot, and it's fascinating.
Well, it is.
We've seen how Thailand's real estate is changing from homes to industrial spaces.
All driven by these global trends.
But there's more.
Yeah.
Stick with us as we go even deeper.
Deeper into the future.
Exactly. Stay tuned.
About these EVs,
Yeah.
it's not just about the factories and chargers.
Right. There's more to it.
It's about how people actually live.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
How will this EV thing change life in Thailand?
Well, think about it.
What?
More EVs. Maybe people use public transport less. So demand for property in the suburbs or even further out, it could go up.
So people might move away from the city centers because of EVs.
It's possible.
Wow, that would change everything.
It could. Property values, how cities are planned, even whole new communities
Wow.
built around EVs and sustainability.
It's crazy how, one technology can have that much impact.
It is. But on the plus side, it's a chance to make things better,
Yep.
more sustainable, more livable.
Yeah.
Imagine neighborhoods designed with charging at home, green spaces everywhere. You can walk to everything.
That sounds pretty amazing.
It does.
Okay, but back to Thailand
Right.
specifically. We've talked
Yeah.
about all these trends, but, what's the bottom line for someone who wants to invest there?
Thailand's got a lot going on, different kinds of opportunities.
Yeah.
So vacation home, retirement place, long-term investment, it's all there.
It's not just about the beach anymore.
No.
There's demographics, lifestyles, new industries,
Yeah.
technology. It's a lot.
It is. That's why you got to do your research.
Right.
You got to understand what's happening locally, what people want, how these trends are going to play out.
So it's getting more complicated to invest.
It is. It's not just buy something and hope it goes up in value.
No.
You got to be smart. You got to have a strategy.
So investors, developers, they need to change how they think.
Absolutely. You got to be flexible. You got to adapt. You got to innovate.
So what would you tell someone who's ready to invest in Thailand right now?
No.
What's step one?
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. Diversify. Look at different types of property, different areas. Think about who you're trying to reach.
So a vacation rental and maybe a place for these semi-retired folks and maybe even some warehouse action.
It's the idea.
Spread it out.
Spread it out and find good local experts.
People who know the market.
Yeah, they'll help you navigate all the rules and regulations, which can be tricky.
Like a guide, basically.
Exactly. And be patient.
Oh,
Real estate takes time,
it's a long game.
long game. Have a plan and don't freak out if things go up and down a bit.
It's not about getting rich quick.
No, it's about making good choices for the long haul.
And it's about people, ultimately.
It is. You got to understand who's going to live in these spaces, what they want, what they need.
It's about making their lives better.
Exactly.
Not just about profit.
That's the key. And that's where Thailand's culture comes in.
Yeah.
Understanding that gives you an advantage.
It's not just copying what's happening globally.
No, it's about making it fit locally.
Finding that balance.
That sweet spot.
Global trends, local needs.
That's what makes Thailand interesting.
It's like a test case for the whole world, but with its own unique twist. We've looked at the trends, the impacts. We've even got some advice for investors.
A lot to think about.
But now, let's zoom out. Big picture time.
Big picture.
What can we learn from Thailand? What does it tell us about the future of real estate everywhere?
Well, one thing is clear.
Okay.
Real estate, it's not static. It's not just sitting there.
It's changing.
It's changing constantly. People change, technology changes, lifestyles change, and real estate has to keep up.
So it's dynamic.
Dynamic, fluid.
What does that mean for, like, everyone? Investors, developers, people who just live in these spaces?
We got to change how we think.
Okay.
We got to be quicker, more adaptable, open to new ideas.
The old rules are out.
Out the window.
So it's not just about location anymore.
No.
It's about something more.
It's about people.
Okay.
Building spaces that meet their needs, make their lives better, create a sense of community.
It's about building communities, not just buildings.
Exactly.
So places where people actually want to be.
That's the goal.
Places that work for them.
And that means understanding the local culture, the values, what people want.
It's making real estate more human.
More human-centered.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
It is.
And that's where the real opportunity is.
I think so.
As the world changes, real estate can be a part of making things better.
More sustainable, more fair, more fulfilling.
It's like a whole new era for real estate.
A new era.
More responsive to what people actually need.
And Thailand, it's showing us how that can happen.
Okay, before we wrap this up,
Right.
let's take a minute to review everything.
Recap.
And then we'll leave everyone with some final thoughts to chew on. All right, so we're back. And we've been talking about Thailand's real estate.
Lots of interesting trends.
Yeah, like demographics, EVs, even how retirement's changing.
And it's not just Thailand, right?
Exactly. It's like we're seeing these same things starting to pop up all over.
All over the world.
Yeah. So what does this mean for the future of real estate? Like everywhere.
Big question.
Big question. Are we all going to be living in those hotel homes surrounded by EV chargers, getting drone deliveries?
Maybe, maybe not. I think the takeaway is be ready for anything.
Okay.
Be open to new ideas about how we live and where we live.
So maybe location isn't the only thing anymore.
Right. It's more like lifestyle.
Yeah, I like that.
What matters is, are these spaces working for people?
Meeting their needs?
Exactly. Flexible designs, eco-friendly features, that sense of community.
It's about how a space makes you feel, not just how big it is.
That's a good way to put it.
And this isn't just about individual homes, right?
No, it's about whole neighborhoods, whole cities.
So less cookie-cutter suburbs, more like vibrant communities.
Yeah, where you can walk everywhere, live, work, play, all in one place.
Sounds pretty ideal.
It does.
But we got to be realistic too, right?
Of course.
This stuff has like real impacts on the economy, on society.
For sure. Take remote work, for example.
Okay.
People can work from anywhere. That changes how cities function.
Right. Suddenly those small towns, they become more attractive.
But then, can they handle it? Do they have the internet, the support, everything people need?
It's complicated.
Very complicated.
We're talking about shaping the future here.
We are.
So if there's one thing you want our listeners to remember from all this, what would it be?
Keep your eyes open. See what's happening.
Pay attention to the trends.
But don't just follow blindly. Think for yourself.
Right.
How does this apply to where you live, to your life, to your investments?
That's great advice. Because in the end, this isn't just about buildings.
No.
It's about us.
It's about people.
It's about how we live, how we connect with each other.
Absolutely.
So one last thought to leave you with. Imagine you could design the perfect community.
From scratch.
What would it look like? Think about it.
That's a great question. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
And maybe, just maybe, we can learn from places like Thailand and build those dream communities in the future. Thanks for listening.